Hello everybody, and welcome back to the League of Dracula and take 2 of this Game 1 from the 3rd place playoff between Fangs of Fire, number 3 seed, and number 4 seed Mistergreen. For this match, Fangs is the highest seed, opted to play as Dracula. And yeah, I'm saying take 2 because we did try to play this earlier, but then there was a crash at a really potentially interesting point in terms of how the game was going to pivot. So starting afresh, and let's hope that we don't get a crash this time. Hello to everybody in the live stream. Say hi in the chat, and I'll read your names out in a second. And alongside me for this game, Wisakajek is here. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, for the second time, which makes 4 hellos then in total.
That's right. Okay. No Florence, no Strasbourg, and a garlic brief on Bina.
Yeah. Let's see how the game will play out this time. We'll play a switch around something, which usually means if Dracula will switch around something, because what hunters can switch, week 1.
Right. Yeah, Mr. Green's gone with the exact same setup they did last time, which is the superhero. He's been using it throughout the whole league, so that's no real surprise to Fangs. I guess it's tricky, right? I guess it must, as psychology, it must hurt Dracula a lot more when you have to do a reset, because all that planning that you did potentially in the days up to the game is then, and all those tricks you pulled are then lost, right? Or does it help Dracula, do you think?
I don't know, it's hard to tell. On the one hand, usually as Dracula, at least as me, you have something in mind. You have like starting location, maybe first week of a trail, and then after that goes out, what do? Do you make something on the spot? You cannot do the same stuff usually second time in a row, right? Because this is then too obvious. But also for the hunters, they went through the week 1 without any ruckus. They harnessed the events. They had some plan in mind how to proceed, how to solve stuff, how to go next, and then just all that goes to the basket bin.
You were saying that Mr. Green was messaging you that he had some really strong stuff when at the
Yes,
moment the game
yes.
halted.
Yeah, he basically confirmed that like he had anything that usually hunters need to win: consecrated grounds, renewed vigors, forewarned, like combat events, even finding Dracula. He was like stocked up to his teeth and like actually ready to win the game.
Yeah. You just needed a couple of days to deal with what was left of the trail and get Godaming for your fog, and then I think we were speculating. I mean, I guess that game's sort of irrelevant apart from maybe reporting it to Nomad for the bug. It might get deleted. But I guess the only way we were thinking is that Dracula tries to go back to these sort of well, they'd end up becoming triple encounter locations that didn't get revealed early because Mr. Green didn't draw a newspaper. He had all the good stuff like renewed vigors and forewarns, but didn't get the newspaper early.
Yeah, but from what I got information is that Lairs was Florence and Rome.
So it was. So somehow he must have somehow dodged the scouts then.
Yes, because the first location with encounter was Florence. Then Rome was scouted.
And the wolf.
And he went to the Rome. Yes, and wolf from Rome to Venice. Yes. This is something.
Right. Okay.
Yep. And so this is an issue because if CG is in game, then you cannot really go back to the Florence. I mean, even if Heavenly Host missing, even to just putting CG token in Florence and then Rome, forcing basically Dracula to go back toward hunters.
The only way would be you throw a fog down, say in Venice, and hope that when they renewed vigor in, that you can fog the right person or maybe multiple hunters. So then all that renewed vigor potential is lost, and that's it.
Yep. But then what if there are the 2 Heavenly Host items, which is not that big of a stretch to have? Then you can basically Wolfram to Genoa, Marcellus or Milan, like 3 locations that can be actually taken up by hunters. Venice can be taken up too, by the way, right? So
And because then
yeah.
the plan, I think, is Fangs told us afterwards that he was planning to had made the move to Wolfram to Genoa. So then with CG, that's almost acting like a Heavenly Host token because you can't misdirect it.
Oh no, you are right.
So that
Yes,
makes it
yes.
even
Then
worse then. So if you had a situation
true.
with two Heavenly Hosts, you'd actually
Yeah,
CG nuke him in Florence, and then the whole trail would reset. So you'd be able to go
yeah,
back
yeah,
into
yeah.
Genoa, but he's moving towards Hunters. And he'd lose the
Even
encounter
worse.
out of Genoa.
Even worse. You put one hunter into Venice, and this is the only spot that he can move to.
Well, that'd be another way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so his layers were off the table, unfortunately.
So I guess he wouldn't have tried to risk going back, but we said maybe you take the risk. We saw Mistergreen playing Heavenly Host to kill the vampire in Barcelona, so maybe you assume that there is no consecrated ground. And just
Yeah,
hope.
but then he loses the game because he had the
Well,
consecrated ground. And
right.
if he moves to Florence, UCG Florence, Rome, put Stewart, who was close enough to Venice. And
He would
then,
have been.
okay, he has to walk on Stewart. Stewart is stocked up, can heal up, and then like 3v1 in Venice without encounter. Basically game at that point.
Hello to Geordie in the chat. Hello, Philly. Yeah, long time no see. I know, right? Oh, you Gyro, stop it! You're making me blush over here.
Oh, thank you, Jario. Also, tell something nice to Scotsford, you know? Hello, guys. Like the old guard. Wait, am I old guard already? Or, but a year ago it was new one,
I
right?
don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we'd call you. The middle guard, maybe. I don't know if you're
Middle,
quite
okay.
old guard, or I don't know. I guess
Uh,
if am I old guard? If I'm old
from
guard,
my
then
perspective, yes.
what does that make Mistergreen?
Okay, like ancient guard?
I guess so. You must be the ancient guard. Yeah.
Yeah, when I came to the community, you already had like over a year of videos on your YouTube that I was just gobbling up that
Yep.
time. So yeah,
And you're thinking, I need to join this community so we can play more games and get more recordings done.
yep, yep.
I think it's quite nice the post you put in the Discord because I said it before in I think it was maybe the semi-final between Pizza Wizard and Mistergreen. I can't remember if it was game 1 or game 2. But I said for a lot of new people, and I saw it in the previous live stream, there was some new people who hadn't been either in the community for very long or maybe just discovered my channel. They maybe don't realize, regardless if Mistergreen wins here or not, how important Mistergreen is. A lot of the new players, because Mistergreen had a period of time where he was always in the community, but now he's a lot more sporadic. When he's competing in tournaments, he's about, but we're often gone a hiatus in between tournaments, and he wasn't around for the Immortal Invitational, wasn't around for New Blood. So for people who have either found the channel or found the community within this calendar year, they probably don't know who Mistergreen really is and how vital of a member he is for the community in terms of the development and just how long he's been
Yeah,
about and how great he is.
yeah. He was playing. He actually had a break, a long, almost yearly break when he was like sporadically playing maybe few games a month.
Mm-hmm.
So he could have been easily missed, but I'm happy to see him in battle even for the first place. To be honest, last year I expected him when we played tournament. I expected him to easily go to finals or semifinals,
Yep.
but he was already burned out after like playing 2 tournaments
Right.
back to back, right? And it was showing a little bit, and I totally can relate. I got burned out over one tournament, to be honest. That it was really hard for me to like master some strength and tenacity for the third phase of the
Mm-hmm.
tournament.
And you were one of the ones who managed to skip. Imagine if you were like Met King or who was the other
yeah,
one? JB Philly, you had to play in the second phase as well, right?
yeah. They had some a Fury of Dracula marathon. That's true.
I think he's one of the players I would say if anybody deserves to win a tournament. I mean, a lot of people are great, don't get me wrong, but I would always root for him just because he's so like for me personally, I think for a lot of people, he taught me so much stuff and he played so many games with me at the beginning. That it'd be really nice for him to win a tournament. Obviously, in this case, he can't win this one because he got knocked out by Pete's Wizard, but he was so close. Like the games were amazing between the two of them. All three were
Yes,
great, and they could have easily swung one way or the other, right? So,
by skin, like literally by one influence.
yep, yep.
Uh, uh, by the way, I don't see you in the spectators.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a bug. If you join as a second spectator, you don't see previous spectators. It's very weird. I see you because I joined first. It's very weird. Or maybe it's
Okay,
if you join in the lobby. Maybe I'm not quite sure. Anyway.
okay. I am more visible then. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. Uh, and also not to mention, I mean, not to forget to mention, obviously, Fangs of Fire is a person that uh, really a lot of prizes eluded him, right? He did fairly well last year
Mhm.
tournament. Basically, it's not like he dropped out without achieving much. I think GB Philly that in the end get out of his group. He beaten him 2 times, so
Yeah,
like he beaten the champion of his group, right?
I think it was that was like the group of death. There was a newcomer, but then the other four were JB Philly, Mistergreen, Fangs of Fire, and Edward Scissorhands. Like that's a
Ah, right.
horrendous group to be lumbered with. And Fangs did
Yeah.
finish, I think, 4-4. But yeah, it was just I think it's maybe just IDS difference. But yeah, he did beat JB Philly twice, and JB Philly made it all the way to the final league, as we said. So
Right. Yeah. And Edward came as a first place, but wasn't able to proceed in the tournament. So if there was no Edward, Fangs of Fire could
mhm.
have went to the third phase.
Yep,
And he actually participates in every single tournament that you announce, right?
yep. Has definitely been improving with every single tournament. New Blood made it to, I think, quarterfinal, but got knocked out by Worm Talon, who ended up only losing because of Destrider. So that was really close between all of them.
Ah,
Immortal
right.
Invitational. I can't remember his record in Immortal Invitational, but I think it was pretty good. From what I can
Hmm.
remember, he's playing quite a lot of Dracula games. He did win quite a few of them, but then in this tournament, he's really sort of come into his own. Won almost all of his Dracula games. He lost one to Mistergreen in the league phase, and that was just by the skin of his teeth as well. And um, and then he lost to me in the semi-final, and there was his only two
Ah,
Dracula defeats in the whole tournament. Oh, I got newspaper
I
news.
see. Yeah, but it was on Mina, so kind of expected.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Fair enough. Oh, there's a
No
vampire
worries.
there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. And a horse. So
Yeah.
the lone hunter got a horse. Let's hope for not like triple horse or horse and to heavenly host, all of that nasty stuff. But yeah,
But
so interesting stuff about Fangs of Fire is that uh, in each tournament he has like a little bit higher spot than the
mhm,
previous one. So he's like constantly improving at this rate. Like in 2 years, he's winning a tournament, guaranteed.
mhm. We'll have to see. I mean, I think the thing is like the level of the community is just it's going to get better and better and better. But he'll definitely be sort of up there in terms of people to watch. Definitely. I mean, we don't do a seeding system in terms of entry into the tournament, but it's definitely has shown his sort of class in this tournament, especially on Dracula. Um, oh, okay, with a horse, but using rail, which is good. So yeah, definitely like two really strong players. Mistergreen has the experience advantage, but then again, the more and more they play, that experience advantage isn't really as relevant, right? We're talking about Fangs has been
Yeah,
in the community now for like a year and a half. That
but
experience gap is essentially nothing at this point. Or is
Fangs
it not?
has more consistent because like Mistergreen played back in the day, but
Yes,
had breaks like over last year. Probably Fangs played more games than Mistergreen.
yes. In tournament and outside of tournament, yes, I agree with that. And then, yeah, I think the cool thing with this would be Mistergreen is probably on his strongest faction for the game one. Fangs is on his stronger faction as well. But Fangs got to pick. But then both are capable of beating each other on the reverse. We saw it in the league phase. Fangs beat Mistergreen on Hunters. And Mistergreen was Dracula, in case that didn't make sense. So, yeah, they've got history between the two of them. Both beat each other as Hunters in the league phase, but we can easily see the reverse uh, in this third place playoff. We'll have to see. Peter was asking, how much will the aborted game affect this one, if at all? Well, that's what we were talking about at the beginning. Maybe you didn't catch it, but we were asking, would it affect stuff? Maybe. The trail is a little bit different. Fangs has done his sort of 2 location and then wolf form, but obviously it's not not the boot of Italy, but it's not Rome, Florence, it's further inland. Wolfram from Paris is kind of interesting because you don't know, did Mina jump over him going through Bordeaux? Is he in Nuremberg? You know, like where that Wolfram location is. No easy psychic scan currently. Okay, 3 minutes says Mr. Green, that's fine. Another trash trail, maybe. I mean, we saw that in the previous game, right? That it was going to be a really interesting spot because there was going to be a lot of fighting vampires coming out. Fangs had almost got through his entire encounter deck. So it'd be interesting if he did get to those layers. Okay, we now know those CG, but let's assume there wasn't CG. There'd be quite a lot of vampires to deal with without stakes. A lot of hoaxes and aristocratics were dealt with stakes early.
Yeah. So maybe Fangs will switch around a little bit and like put new vampires somewhere. New vampires that don't get that much value without an ambush. So some vampire will be sitting nice and cute. You search them and suddenly maybe they get night bite, like equalizing the points with reckless and even more because bite is obviously some valuable.
Yep. With extra damage with claws or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
Jordy's suggesting maybe Dracula will form to Germany. Sure, that's definitely on the table. Waiting for maybe Godalming to vacate. It might be able to go east. We'll have to see. I mean, we've got to be a little bit careful here because we saw it like in the game where I played against Fangs, where he was a little bit greedy and took 1 extra turn on land, and I managed to pounce on him and put him into a really difficult position. In the reverse, in the game that got aborted earlier, there was a real potential for renewed vigor and lots of hunters jumping onto Dracula if he was in Saragossa or Madrid. And Fangs then had to take a really early C move from Barcelona, which is maybe not what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see now how this then pans out. Bordeaux's too obvious, too easy for me to walk into it. Well, she has horses, right? So because she has a horse revealed, how likely is it that she goes to Bordeaux? She's more likely to go to Toulouse, I would say.
Yeah. Not a very convenient location to go, right? Overall, also, Hunters progressing really nicely. Godalming chucking up through the items. This is the big advantage of Godalming with Seward.
Yep.
All the best items they get are on Seward. That one more item slot. So Godalming can rinse through trash, and actually a lot of trash has been rinsed. With the all dogs, all garlic reefs.
Not the holy bullets, obviously, just for Pizza Wizard's frame of
Trash.
mind. That's not trash, right? That's not part of your description of trash.
I mean, we have GB Philly and Captain Gyro here, so you know, all can burn in trash. Like if hunters were able to pull up those items from the deck before the game, they would gladly do so.
We'll see what they retort with. I mean, the cool thing is, like, yeah, Godalming can pun all the good stuff to Seward. He goes off to deal the trail, and Godalming just sits there, and if he's sitting there with 3 dogs or whatever, who cares? He can just supply double for 2 days, get good stuff, and then charge off, right? It's really.
Yeah.
Peter would say that's because he had no guns. I get it.
Yeah.
Only 2 pistols in discard. We saw Mistergreen discard a lot of guns. There was 4 pistols and 2 rifles in discard last turn, and also Heavenly Host got discarded. But how?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunters are still fairly well equipped in terms of events.
Yeah, quite stocked.
Are
I
they
think
good
just
though? That's the question.
yeah. No events discarded apart from Long Night.
Oh,
So
escape route on medium force.
rats. Okay.
Good idea to trade that now if she's going to night search.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. They could. I mean, Fangs could have easily mixed it up and put down a fighting vampire, but it looks like he's throwing down. I mean, not that bodyguards is trash necessarily, but it's not. There's no hoaxes. We had it behind the veil in the previous game, and it got rid of hoax, but there was no bats, no fog, no fighting vampire in Dracula's hand at that time. No spy either, I don't think, if I remember rightly. We'll have to see. We've got Rufus in play. Something Fangs will have to contend with.
Mm-hmm. So Wolf from Paris is quite tricky. Like ton of connections, obviously.
Yeah.
The slight issue may be that you check Bordeaux Toulouse. This is one of the directions cut. You check 16. What was that?
16
Cologne or Brussels?
Is it Frankfurt? I know Frankfurt's been a little bit of a
Cologne.
A cult.
Yeah.
It's sort of been like in the previous League of Dracula, Vienna was the MVP location. Frankfurt's somewhat become the MVP location of this tournament. There's been quite a lot of sneaky war forms to it.
Yeah, I hate Vienna, but okay. Yeah, but this is something like it's like in Kuroko no Basket. Like the more sneaky stuff is used, the less sneaky power it holds in the long run.
Yeah.
And in general, the wolf form can be nice and dandy, can be cute, but when the trail is long, it is fairly easy to step it in, very quickly and just reverse engineer what is happening.
Yeah, because obviously, if I was Hunter here, like I'd want to go and check Nuremberg. Yeah, I mean, I mean, Sud has to go. Oh, behind the veil. Oh, that's a strong.
Hunter vampires. Yeah.
One of each. Bats, fog. What was the other thing? Wolves, I think, right?
No, Saboteur and both fighting vampires.
Saboteur,
new and reckless. Yeah.
I'm surprised Sud. I'm really surprised Sud didn't go and check Toulouse.
Yeah, or Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Maybe he hopes for event.
Maybe. Not getting it. Yeah, but imagine you check Nuremberg and then you discover it's the thing adjacent to the wolf form location. Alright, great. Now you know it's, one of the, Frankfurt or Strasbourg or Zurich. Probably not Strasbourg, right? Because he's not going to fake wolf form. So, yeah, you can then work backwards. And with good horse economy, the others can get over there. So,
Yep. And this time, good. Behind the Veil. Behind the Veil is really that flip of a coin event. Sometimes it is good for Dracula, if Dracula doesn't have fog, or it is good for hunters, if Dracula has fog in hand.
Yep. And it just seems to be always the way that he does, right? So, it is. We call it behind the fog for a reason.
Yeah. Mostly because, it is valuable to keep the fog in the hand, usually, right? Just because if you don't have fog in hand, like imagine Dracula is some tight situation, some dancing around, what not, and then suddenly hunters pull out behind the veil and see you have no fog in hand, they know they can jump you because you don't have that safety net, right?
Unless they're behind the veil, discard something, then you obtain fog. That can work, I guess.
Yes.
So. But
Yes,
then
yes,
I guess
yes,
there is
yes.
an argument then if you fear behind the veil so much, then and it just snipes the fog away, then why don't you throw fog down earlier? Not to protect you, but to create like especially if you're going through a certain choke point, like, you know,
Yep.
through the boot, right? If you throw it down in Rome or Florence or something, where it can
Yep.
trap people they can't get past in any way,
Yep.
it might be
That,
good.
yes, but then the issue is you throw one fog behind the veil, pulls the second fog, and then hunters know, okay,
Go for it.
forewarned, it's not a big deal. Ordering hunters is not a big deal, right?
Right.
They sniff hunt, they sniff Dracula somewhat, and they can just run blindly without that big of a risk. So I think it is the very threat of a fog is extremely important when hunters just need to watch out that bad move can turn into bad 1v1 fight and like game flipping on its head in Dracula favor.
Yep.
Okay. Hunters really waited a lot here.
They have. There were no Jonathan Harker, so it's not as if it's going to flip. Oh, Gadami's still not moving. Is he really digging for a horse? Maybe.
Yeah.
He threw away a stake yesterday, I think it was. Two long nights to be discarded, so it's not as if he's losing Lucy's revenge like last time. Nope. Yeah, this wolf form might well mature here. Now that could be a hoax or something. That would be bad.
Yeah. It could be fairly nasty. I don't know if Mistergreen shouldn't have moved stake little bit, over last 2 days.
Yeah.
Even with instead of Stuart supplying, check that Toulouse, Bordeaux, maybe Mina, check Cologne because it also checks Amsterdam.
Yeah. Yep. Because you have to
maybe
leave
even
then, wouldn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even Godalming to Munich, with such a long trail. Maybe like Dracula was eyeing something there.
Because there's a chance that Dracula will try to sneak past Godalming. Risky because there is both evil presences on the board, or potential to draw them, but maybe Mistergreen has Mystic Research, then maybe he doesn't care about the Fog Mature, if there's a Hoax Mature, because then he could use the Mystic Research almost to kind of reset the Hoax a little bit, even though you might end up discarding loads of Dracula events from the bottom, but he might just take the chance, because you never know, all the Dracula cards might get floated to the top with the reshuffle, right?
I mean,
it's not great,
after the hoax, Dracula still keeps after the Mystic Research. Dracula still keeps his Dracula event in hand. So,
of course it does. But I mean, at least
I would say
you stop the deck being so much of an issue in terms of all the Dracula events getting put back in, except one.
Yeah. I think it's the other way around. I think that Hoax maturing makes Mystic Research worse just because there's higher density of Dracula events rather than the other way around.
I agree with you. I'm just trying to see the silver lining. If you put down aristocratic vampires to eat sticks, it'll be disappointing to see them live, says Pizza Wizard. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. So, or bats, right? It's always the way. You throw down bats. I'm not saying you put bats into a wolf form location, but you put bats down because you think, oh, this is going to be a really good location for bats. Hunters will move in, and then they never do.
Yeah.
And you're forced to lair it.
Yeah, but also this is quite interesting. I rarely see Mistergreen being so passive and like with greedy supplies. I think it may be something that he specifically doing against Fangs of Fire because he's doing that second time.
Maybe he's thinking, well, there's a high chance that Fangs is going to stay put in the center of the map for quite a long time. So I'll just form like a net around him and just do lots of supplying. and eventually he might reveal himself to me one way or the other, and then I can pounce and then just kill him and then ignore this trail completely.
Yeah, especially then there's no rumor, and you know, Fangs is maybe Fangs got too stuck on his old ways. You know, with if time just passes and nothing happens, hunters get stronger.
Yep.
That's the way it goes, and hunters don't really aim to win week 2. They aim to win week 4. If
Yeah.
first 3 weeks go uneventful, that's good, right?
Yeah, especially at this level, right, where you don't expect. Oh, another state being discarded. You don't expect. Again, with 2 players with such experience, right? You don't often get a chance just to wallop Dracula, you know, week 2 and be done with it. You play as if, okay, we're gonna have to survive, and we're gonna be playing this game until end of week 3, week 4. Okay. Ooh.
Is this Hyde?
It could be a
Was
Hyde.
it
Amsterdam with
Hyde?
Or it could still be Frankfurt, and then Leipzig is the last thing on the trail. Ooh. So he's still center. He's still center of the board though, unless somehow he stuck around Paris. But I don't think he would have done that.
He's not too far away. Well,
no, he's
dangerous.
not. Is he? He's not far away, is he? And that's the issue with this sort of central. Like, you can make the hunters waste a lot of time moving, but then I guess then the counter to that, as you're saying, is, well, Mistergreen decides never to move and just applies.
Kinda, yes.
Oh, you're right. Waxland has got played, so it can't be Hyde. Yeah, you're right, Peter.
Right. Someone is paying attention here.
So it could have been Wolf form to Nuremberg, and then either Leipzig or Frankfurt, and then Cologne, or Wolf form to Frankfurt, and then Leipzig, or Strasbourg, and then Cologne. Probably not back to Strasbourg. He wouldn't Wolf form and then move back towards Paris, I think. There's the wax cylinders. Yeah. So I think it's Leipzig is the thing for Cologne. Either that or Frankfurt, but more likely to be Leipzig, I think. Oh, okay.
A hoax?
That's a very good catch.
Like, this is infuriating, you know. Sorry for that. This is infuriating. Like, Mistergreen passes encounter after encounter, just doesn't do nothing, and just bam, snatches the hoax, and like without a stake, even like what the heck? Like,
well, spy mature, and also it doesn't reveal where it was. Oh. He's targeting Seward. Do we see... Was there a Psychic Scout with Mina? Call the right ones, Mr. Green. He hears your frustration.
Yeah.
Was there a Psychic Scan from Mina? Did chat see that?
Yes. There was scan and
it was
negative.
Interesting. Okay, so it's... So what's he done? He's either then gone through Brussels and around Paris while that was occupied, or he went into Strasbourg and down towards Marseille because that was vacated, or he's in Prague right now.
I think Godamin goes to Munich and we will know mostly what is needed.
Right, okay, yeah, because he could have... Yeah, if there's a wolf form to Frankfurt, he could have then gone Leipzig after... No, wolf form to...
He's just blindly jumping, not even checking Munich.
I don't think it's possible with the wolf form that he could have got into... Oh, well...
Local rumor's decent.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
No, actually.
It's actually tells you a lot. He didn't go into Toulouse and stuff, so...
No, but we knew that already.
Oh, and Clement Ferran's lair as well? Ugh.
He was able to go through like Marseilles and then once Stewart moved.
Yeah. So actually, that's pretty important that he hasn't gone... He might have gone to Marseille, but then he's going into Italy then that way. Is there any way with that wolf form he could have got now into Munich today? I don't think so.
Well, he do like Frankfurt. Cologne. No, there were 2 locations. So
Unless it,
probably like
unless he,
Nuremberg, Frankfurt, Cologne.
but then the problem is then Frankfurt's on the trail, so he can't get through Nuremberg again to get back into Munich. If you see what I mean, because it was a wolf form. So unless he okay, that confirms it. Unless he
No,
backtracked to Strasbourg, but that's the only way.
I really like actually that net because it like sets up the net and then I think we know more or less that Dracula is like between the hunters right now, right?
Yeah. I don't like the movie. If Dracula went Wolfram into Germania and then went into Cologne and has gone back down through Strasbourg, that's incredibly risky. Because all it takes is a hunter to jump on
It
Marseille and they
is.
suddenly realise, oh, he's adjacent to us. And you got all that long trail, but it hasn't created distance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 5. Hamburg. He wasn't even able to like go through Prague. So basically, he was in Germany a lot. I think
Yeah.
this is what it tells. I think the wolf, yeah, it does a little bit seem like it was like Frankfurt, Nuremberg, Frankfurt, then Cologne.
And because of the lack of no hide, and the second time was negative, and also Nuremberg is empty, there's no way he was waiting in Prague, I think, for Godalming to vacate Vienna. I think it's impossible with the amount of things on the trail.
Yeah.
So he can't
And
be there.
Wolfram.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
decent. Oh, that could be a Venice wolf form, though, into the east.
To be honest, it can't be almost any Wolfram. Mistergreen, like, allowed to build a big trail
Yeah.
is inconvenient. It is inconvenient. You usually you tread little by little, but okay. Oh.
Right, so that confirms it. Strasbourg, Geneva, then he must have gone Marseille, because Clermont-Ferrand is a layer.
Yeah.
So,
And Paris was also a lair.
and
So
Toulouse was ruled out because of the local rumours, so he's gone into Italia, and now he's wolf formed. I bet he's wolf formed from Venice to Zagreb. I bet that's what he's done.
and this is funny because sometimes that's the issue, like Dracula feels all cute and smelly, like, oh yeah, I have the old trail now location revealed. But when there are 6 hideouts on a trail, this usually occupies a lot of board. So it is really only usually few ways how that can happen. So the beginning of a day, 6 unrevealed hideouts on a trail. At the end of the day, they will be 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
Oh, Fangs. Good dodge. I mean, he picked up either Sud had 2 knives or he supplied a new one.
No, because this is after deck reshuffled. So he hit 2.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, Dragon feels cute and smelly. Is that what you meant?
Well, I
The cute
think
bit, I definitely
Dracula
understand.
can
Smelly. What's he
I
smell
am
of?
sure that Dracula doesn't like washing, right? He really doesn't like the water, so I guess he does smell.
Oh, he's afraid of running water. Okay. Only bathing in swamps, that'll do it, says Philly. There you go.
But okay, so he's afraid of running water, but is he afraid of walking water?
I don't know. Oh, another strength. Still not.
Yeah, really pesky.
Mr. Green have played cautious to avoid Fangs. Useful information for future combats. Well, it depends. I guess it depends if Fangs draws Fangs again or not. He may not be able to do anything about it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, this vampire's going to be a bit of a pain, but they got a couple of days to deal with it. Van Helsing can track Strasbourg. Oh, he's dead anyway. Never mind. Seemingly didn't draw escapes, which doesn't make sense to me. If you draw oh, maybe he had escape as bat, and he never
Yeah.
got the escape as miss. But I guess you just risk it round 5.
Who
Anyway,
knows?
Vamba's dead. So I mean, yeah, suddenly you got a situation where, and if Mina could jump forward, does she risk jumping forward to Zagreb? I mean, maybe. She has escape route. I mean, maybe you do it just to check it, right? And then suddenly, yeah, there's only two encounters left, and the hunters know exactly where they are. They're all going in the same direction.
There was local rumor, so we know that Dracula went east from Marseilles. Yeah, Venice. Yeah, okay.
I would have been a bit more aggressive there. I would have checked Zagreb. You got the escape route. How bad can it be?
On the one hand, yes, but on the other, okay, you jump onto Dracula, unless he has full power CG, then yes.
No, but I think it's still
Because
you find out that Dracula went to Zagreb. You rule it out really fast, because if you rule that out and then she can check Vienna the next day, if those are both empty, then you know he's either down in the boot, which means he's restricted, or he's somehow wolf formed inland, which is awful. I don't think that's even possible because of the Nuremberg was blocked off by Mina and such. He must have gone east.
Yes. East or Rome, basically.
Yeah,
Not.
east or
I mean,
Rome.
East or Vienna, and from Vienna he can try north.
Yes, yeah. Which he might want to try and do if the Huns are going to vacate it. Oh, classic Mistergreen dodging.
Yeah.
Plotted. That's what he normally does to me. He normally plots my dodge. He's taking some medicine.
Yes. Because you and Mistergreen are dodge hunters. Pizza Wizard is punch hunter. Fangs of Fire is also punch hunter.
But I will not dodge in the final against Pizza Wizard, obviously. I will punch every time.
Okay.
Was it possible for him to wolf form from Munich before Venice was revealed? Well,
no, yeah, go on.
Well, no, we know it's Venice now. It got revealed. I think that maybe there was a lag on Pizza. Was it? Philly's asking, what kind of hunter am I?
You are a dog hunter.
Hey!
You to be fair are a punch hunter.
You've had the deer hunter. Now we've got GB Philly, the dog hunter.
Yeah.
Feast was a cautious combat, Fangs learned, indeed.
Yeah.
But it makes sense why you dodged there, right? So it's
This is useful to know about tendencies, because not only your vampires deal more damage and potentially more influence, but also those tendencies go somewhat in direction with fights against Dracula. So like having those tendencies make you a little tad safer.
Mina's out, but taking 4 hours. Oh, I see what you mean, Pizza Wizard. Before Mina moved to Venice, I guess there was nothing to say that it couldn't have been Milan, Munich, and then a wolf form. Right, so then, yeah, Zagreb wouldn't actually rule it out. That's true. Okay, I see the point. So I guess you're trying to work out, if it's not a Venice wolf form, then it must have been, well, either somehow Milan or a Genoa wolf form wouldn't be very good. Milan wolf form brigade to Zagreb. So you could have gone Genoa, Milan.
Yeah, go into banter. Who's better hunter?
So yeah, maybe checking Venice was the right thing. Okay, I see your point. I see it. Oh, another spy. Both spies.
Spy. Yeah, but on Helsing, so I think this is the best case scenario for hunters.
Yeah, because he's just gonna be supply bot after this. Yeah.
A rifle to be expected. Interestingly enough, Godaming didn't reveal anything to the Saboteur.
No, he didn't. Or he
So
chose
does
not
that?
to.
Yes. But to be honest, why not? I mean, the obvious item split is knife is obviously on Stewart, second knife is on Mina. But if Godaming doesn't have rifle, then what? Does he have a knife?
But that can't be possible because there's one knife discarded, unless Mina doesn't have a knife.
Yeah. Yes. And that's the cue here.
I guess because
overall,
I was gonna say because
Mhm.
Mina was isolated in the Hunter setup because it was superhero start. The fact that she maybe doesn't have a knife is more likely in that situation. I mean, I know she could always just randomly
True.
draw one, but just work off
Yes,
probability odds. If Godaming and Mina are together and Godaming draws a knife or supplies a knife, he's always giving it to
Yeah.
Mina in that circumstances, right?
Yeah, and he gave 2 knives to Stewart already, and he was supplying a ton. Like, he in that Vienna, he just rammed through all the shops.
Mina revealed a gun. She revealed it for the rats in Paris. She has a rifle.
Helsing might have her rifle because they were together, and Helsing discarded the
They
rifle to the spy.
traded,
So,
right. But then again,
yep.
like, there weren't many rifles in the discard pile when the deck reshuffled, so it's not inconceivable that both Van Helsing and Mina had rifle.
Maybe.
Unless Mina railed up to Paris and skipped over any potential Bordeaux stuff because she got the horse, but she got no weaponry. So he wanted to get her into Paris to then try to maybe get better stuff off Van Helsing. But I think she already had a rifle at that point because Van Helsing didn't get to Paris by the time she searched it. She had the escape route.
By the way, Blizzard is telling you that he will also be only punching. So we will see how those Hunters players are noble and trustworthy. We will see that.
And we'll both start in Amsterdam, right? Deal?
Yeah.
Have we heard that one before? So I guess now the problem is, right, how are they going to deal with Venice? How many stakes got discarded before?
2, and then
Only
1
2?
more,
Okay.
but after the deck reshuffled. So, there should be
What?
free stakes between Hunters. Yes. Charted Courage.
Is he going?
Is it to Venice?
He's going all the way to Venice.
Yeah. Okay, he has the stake.
Yep, he does. What did Seward do? He must have supplied on his turn.
Yes, he did supply.
Okay.
Hunters are very deep into the deck. They are very deep into the deck. The slight issue is that they will be damaged. Stewart, no one cares really about Stewart. But
dodge first.
Mina and Helsing, that will stick. Especially that Helsing wants to ticket. Mina maybe wants to scan. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too much damage.
What you'd expect. I guess what Van Helsing could do here is trade off his other item to Mina, so then Fangs don't know what it is. Mina can go charge you off because Van Helsing can resupply in Munich.
Yeah.
They need to work out if it's east or not. They can't dilly-dally. Oh, what? Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, he might be afraid, that Dracula hid in Zagreb, I think it would be a little bit too much, even for me. But yeah, so that was Hunter event on top. Mina is damaged. She can supply once,
Yeah, Van
unless
Helsing.
he's like Mina
That's a...
scanning now.
Oh, actually, a scan would be good because then it tells you definitely is east then.
Yeah.
So you don't have to move. I guess that's another way. I mean, if Gyro would be happy to see that. I mean, Philly's made a good point. The roadblock will delay them a little bit, but at least there is the rail line to get up into Vienna.
Yeah, you are right. Inconvenient. Healthy.
Oh, never mind.
Wow.
Wow, that's a huge reprieve for Mistergreen. That makes his life so much easier.
Yes. This is especially that renewed vigor now.
Yeah.
Dracula may be dead. So
Yep.
what do you do? Do you place down fog? Do you go to the sea? Oh, that's not according to plan.
No. I mean, he is quite far, though. He's probably going to Bari, right? But I mean, double external weather is a possibility. Mina is a little bit beaten up. Van Helsing's down an item. He did. Oh, wait, he didn't stake the vamp.
Yep, he healed.
Whoa. Maybe because he was preparing for a renewed vigor play, just in case?
Or even like threatening,
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Maybe it would be better. Okay, 1 health difference, but the rumor is dealt with. I mean, if he will renew the vigor now, is there are no allies in the discard right now?
No, they've got Rufus Smith in play, so if he can do quite a bit of damage to Dracula, Dracula's sea movement's gonna be very limited. Yeah, I think I maybe.
We've charted card. Okay, there was some really scary amount of thinking time.
Yeah.
Stewart, I think Stewart going to Florence is justifiable. Yeah. Oof, those horses, they're rolling well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He'll be able to heal up to full on his turn.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that Dracula. No, because he's in Italy last turn. So there's no way that he's able to. No, he couldn't have wolf formed out of Venice and then still be in Italy somehow. No, it's impossible. He must be in Bari now. He has to be in Bari.
Bari or Naples, yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's maybe the only play. What would you do here as Dracula? Do you go as Naples, into Naples, and then leave there so you can either go in either direction? Or do you take the shorter sea route with Adriatic because of Rufus, but then the hunters know where you're going?
I don't think Rufus is that much of a factor because it's 1 health difference. So, if a route is more beneficial to you, you just pay that one health tax and not care that much. Maybe not that much because he already has 2 damage dealt. But this is overall good point. I mean, we just saw a lot of good horses. So East is not, you go Adriatic.
Oh, that's good for Drac though. His deck's about to
useful.
Fog's about to come back. 2 spies are now potentially coming back into play. Have you seen what Van Helsing traded to Mina, by the way?
Oh, heroic leap, that's sweet. Yeah, and
but okay, so he reveals having a host, that makes sense. But why is he trading that to Mina? That doesn't make sense to me. You want that on Van Helsing so you can trade it to somebody else, surely. What has Van Helsing got that is so valuable that he has to give heroic leap to Mina and she reveals it? Maybe she's hiding hypnosis.
I think it may be excellent weather, forewarned, heroic leap.
Now that would be a nice combo. That would
and
be a
out
really
of
nice
those
combo.
3, you definitely reveal Heroic Leap.
I guess the way you can avoid it, I mean, maybe there's no speed because if you had speedy telegraph, you could give her, you could have the escape route, forewarned, and excellent weather on her, and then with the speed telegraph, use Van Helsing's action to trade the heroic leap to her. Because there's a risk if there's a fighting vamp, she might not have enough health. Oh, now they're trading again. She might not have enough health to use the heroic leap without dying.
No, there was no trade. She supplied, discarded escape route, and kept the Heroic Leap.
Oh, okay. Oh,
and he just took away.
And he had to reveal it because the two other things. So surely then one of the other things must be hypnosis.
Yep.
And maybe cause great regret.
Most probably. On Mina? Mina has a stake now. Okay.
Yes. Interesting. Yeah, Mistergreen really got away with the fact that he hadn't gone east.
And like clearing that tight Italy, not that big of a deal, you know. Jumps once into one direction, jumps out way. He can actually ignore it. There is probably fighter vampire, so how much do you want to spend on fighting that?
Especially there's no rumor.
Maybe
right? He's going to go to C, so you won't be able to throw down a rumor token.
Yes, there are bots. I can guarantee you that within those three hideouts there are bots.
Because we saw
Maybe
unless he is there a possibility he might put the bats into Marseille as the lair card?
that is a good possibility. I mean, this is a really good location for bots.
But then Rome would also be a really good location for bats, right? We talked about it in the maybe the previous live stream or maybe in this one where you've got that sort of that Rome is the choke point going down. So if you can block Rome or really disrupt hunter movement through Rome, then you start guaranteeing the other stuff behind it matures. So both would be good.
Yeah.
But maybe there are two bats, right? So you could easily have a bat in Rome and the bats in Marseille. Why not both?
Yep. Oh,
what? Okay, so he's either taking a huge risk and he's hiding with maybe double fog, or
he cannot hide with double fog.
Oh, because one got sniped.
Yep.
Right. Or he somehow got a wolf form to Zurich, hid there.
No.
I don't know if a wax cylinders got used, and he somehow got through Geneva, Clermont-Ferrand. That's the only other way. Somebody in chat said it. Is there any way you can hit Zurich? I think there might be a world, but I can't remember if there's a wax cylinder. Was wax cylinders in this game or last game? I can't remember anymore. Both, okay. So
I think
there is a world that he somehow got Zurich wolf form to Zurich, hide, and then Geneva, and that's when I think the psychic scan. No, psychic scan was when he was hiding in Zurich, and then Geneva, and then Clermont-Ferrand. I think that's possible.
Or like Wolfram to Zurich and then go to Milan. I'm not sure if Fangs is that type of a risky player, because it would mean that he was next to all four hunters that could easily jump. No renewed vigors. To be honest, I can respect that.
Maybe he doesn't have forewarned.
Oh, like that.
Oh, maybe you don't need the renewed vigor then.
Maybe you don't need renewed vigor. Oh.
And I bet he didn't want to do it because there's a risk. If there's a bats here, the bats would counter the renewed vigor. Oh, never mind.
Oh. Okay, maybe that's why he didn't do
it. Via speedy telegraph. Why didn't he combine unless
he wasn't sure.
Maybe, yeah. Or he doesn't want to use speedy telegraph because there's like two really powerful cards he doesn't want to reveal.
I think he just doesn't have the forward.
That is also possible.
Tell that.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's a fog gone, right? But it's going to be used after the deck reset. That hide in the discard pile.
Yeah.
This is massive.
It is a big deal because like Dracula will be playing with one fog tops.
Yes. and he might not ever draw it again.
Yes, yes. So right now, like renewed vigor is so on a table, and trail is about to be cleared.
Yep. Sure, Gadami's gonna be stuck there for a little bit, but
I think not
it's
a big
Gadami.
deal.
He can supply lots. He can sort of reset his item hand, get a couple good events, and then he's even stronger than before. Dracula's now gonna have to leave and go 2Cs, so that gives the Hunters even more time to deal with the trail and sort of reposition. So yeah, this is looking good for Hunters, but there's still a lot of game to be played.
If Hunters are missing some key event like CG or Forewarned, they will get there. They will get there.
We'll have to see.
Still not a single point of influence.
No, didn't Fang that turn. I was expecting maybe a Heavenly Host to come out like last game, but maybe does Suit have a stake? Maybe he does then.
Yes, I mean, no Heavenly Host discarded, kept very tightly, and Mistergreen is keen on discarding Heavenly Host. So if he's keeping them so tight, that may be a sign, you know.
I guess. I mean, he was discarding Heavenly Host last game, and he had CG. So maybe this game, maybe he's playing like the double bluff. Maybe he's keeping Heavenly Host to look like he's got CG, but he doesn't actually have it.
I mean, this is. Oh no, that can be bats. Oh no, just a vampire.
Oh, well, that's cool. You just let that mature then.
Yeah, you can actually. Yeah. The issue is obviously Mina is getting really low on health.
Yeah,
so
but then
that
nearby.
is.
They can meet up and they can both meet up in Florence or something and heal up for a bit.
A tad inconvenient, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. So do you just let this stuff mature? Maybe.
But then why did she go there? Like, what did you expect? Like, only a hoax was a deal, right?
Yeah. No, you're right. Maybe as stake, and maybe then Gadami will be. No, Gadami. Well, I guess Sud could stake the Reckless and then meet her in Rome, and they deal with this together.
Yeah, I told you. Dodge Hunter.
Dodge Hunter. Deja vu. Yeah, they could deal with it together. Sud can heal up Mina a bit. So as long as she doesn't take too much damage from this combat, she'll be fine.
I think maybe Mistergreen hoped that this will be like aristocratic in here.
Yes.
Or something like that. So she will just clear it at night, and then he will either fight or stake the new vampire, and then just roam left. But to be honest, with all those desecrated soils, I mean that sounds like there were a lot, but there were like one. But all that trail and layering and all that shuffleage, he most probably can. Like, he was able to put all the fighter vampires in the of his life, right?
Jordy's saying better to put Fog in Rome, but then obviously in that situation you can't possibly hide in Naples like he did. He's only alive because of this.
Yes.
Mostly.
Yes. Because
where was Seward? Seward was in Florence.
Florence.
He could have gone there. Yeah.
It would have been 2v1 or 3v1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Mina's out and she's alive. Oh, Roscoe's here, so he's here, but we'll see when he leaves.
Yes. This will be the sign.
If he instantly leaves, then
that
Yeoman
would be funny. But so for how much, like how much Dracula can hope here, right? Not really that much, like 4 points tops. Yeah. And I'm not sure even about that. Wait, I think. Oh no, for a second I was thinking, you know what? Maybe escape as bats to Florence and have escape open. But you escape as bats to Florence and you get CG nuked, so no.
I mean, as hunters here? Do you maybe stake the Bari vampire to basically say to Drac, you have to mature the roam vampire or you're getting nothing?
Or you sit on Barry for like 2 more days. If he matures Rome, you leave. If he doesn't mature, if he learns Rome, you stake Barry.
So is that waiting too long? Because obviously in
Might
that
be.
situation, Seward's not doing anything. He's not
Okay.
helping Mina heal. Okay, he's doing it my way. But
I know
I mean,
what will happen.
he's getting events, right? Which is good. But
Yes.
Bari's also not the best position unless you got excellent weather to go east. But I think no, there's an excellent weather got used last game. I promise I'm now mixing up the two games, which is really. Oh no, there is an excellent weather. Oh no, it was Gadami who used excellent weather, right? So unless you got excellent
Yes.
weather on Seward to get across into the east quickly, Bari's not the best position to be sitting. But then I guess you're threatening it, which is still very important.
Yeah. I think. I think here's the thing. Seward joins Mina in Rome, and they can just fight the new vampire together. Accelerate the heal a little bit, supply a little bit, and then with efficient stake usage, and then maybe leave Naples. Is that a fighter vampire? If that was a fighter vampire, I mean, how many fighter vampires actually?
Behind
That was
good question.
reckless, new, reckless. Actually, Naples is either reckless.
Could be a reckless or maybe aristocratic, but then, oof, risky. If you think the Huns are going to jump on you, you wouldn't really throw down aristocratic in that situation.
That's another spot for aristocratic, but for what else, right? I mean, why didn't he ambush then?
Right. I mean, even if it was bats, do you maybe ambush with the bats instead? Try and then punt Gadami into that reckless and try and get reckless fangs at night. I don't know if that's worth it. Because then if he forewarns the, I mean, would you forewarn bats? Maybe not. And if you do, then you
In
know
that
that the
position,
forewarn's
no.
gone. So there's somebody. If Seward then jumps in, you hit them both with Falk.
No, in that position, evil presence.
Oh,
Useful.
I wonder where he is.
Yeah.
Oh, mob. Yeah. Sagani mob might be the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it may be something strictly combaty, just in case hunters forewarn the fog. Then at least when Seward joins, you use like wolves or mob.
Oh, wolves would be good. Yeah. Wolves or mob. Yeah. The thing is, we don't know what's being layered. So, I mean, I'm working on the possibility that maybe in Marseille there's something really powerful like bats. But where's the other bats then? Is he still holding on to it?
Yeah, that's a shame. Like bats are so freaking powerful.
Especially hitting Mina with it, especially after she discarded the escape route, that's very risky. Especially there was a reckless sitting right there. And she was low health, so then claws are even more of a risk. Yeah, that could have gone really horribly wrong for Mistergreen. He really got away with that.
Free stakes. Right. So this is a little bit tricky. There's only one stake in the entire item deck. And I'm not sure if this item deck is getting reshuffled.
No, because if they can deal these two encounters today, the Huns are going to move tomorrow, surely. It was wolves,
Just
okay.
wolves.
Right, so what I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense that you throw that down. Yeah. And he has a knife. Okay, so we thought about that earlier, right? Because of the whole saboteur thing. So yeah. So he has a knife. Seward has a knife. Could even give the knife now to Mina. They could swap it if they wanted to.
Yep.
Which wouldn't be a bad idea. Right, put your Dracula thinking cap on, since you're the Dracula expert here in this room. Where would you go from Tyrrhenian? Which direction are you going, do you think? Do you think the Hunters have hypnosis? Do they have money trail? How do you play this?
This is really, like, trail is empty. You have nothing. Hunters are stocked without an issue. this is one of the nightmare games when you feel like playing, and suddenly you realize, wait, I don't think there's a way to win this. Like Blazing tried, did all his tricks, some sneaky trails, wolf forming, uh, uh, yeah, uh, the stock of fighter vampires, and just Mistergreen just walked over that. Like, he didn't break a sweat. It is very uncomfortable to see. I, I may need to retract my statement and say that maybe Mistergreen isn't worth up in the end. Uh, so, uh, yeah, he like, it seemed like no effort for him, to be honest. And so, what do you do? Like, if hunters are below 40 events in the event deck.
Even though Dracula started central, which normally means hunters have to move more, because having to try and find all the possible permutations of locations. He let a
I
couple
think
things mature, and he got away
yeah,
with it. He really got away with it.
yeah,
He caught the big stuff. He caught the hoax. What matured?
yes,
Spy. In the long stretch of the game, Spy mature, especially as it was Seward, who had lots of event items anyway. It didn't really change the game too much.
To be honest, I don't. Maybe you land in Alicante without the wolf form, because okay, if you get no, because if you get CG'd, you can't even walk 2 C spaces because it will be fun. Yeah, like this is, you have nothing. Maybe he need to feed, instead of going right to the sea.
Maybe.
Just to have that, but then he loses tempo.
Yeah, Pizza Wizard's calling it the slow death, right? I mean, you've done
Yeah,
it to so many people, Pizza Wizard, right? This is where we're talking about the whole thing where sometimes as Dracula you have to take a big risk, because if you don't, you're just going to lose slowly, and that's worse. Because you can see it. As a Dracula player, you can see it. I'm going to lose this game, but there's nothing I can do
yeah,
about it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're just slowly, like a lemming, right? Just slowly walking off the cliff, and you can't stop yourself.
Yeah.
But it's just you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the issue. Also, GB Philly mentioned that maybe you hope that hunters don't have something, but here's the issue: hunters are so deep into the event deck that the chance that they don't have something keeps getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, and if they don't have CG, what else do they have, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Oh, look at him. He's not even moving. Oh, and they have to deal with Rome, but Gadami didn't move. Wow, yeah, he must have really strong stuff. I guess
Mina will.
No, they have to search this vampire, right?
Yeah, but
I guess
they will search it during the day now, and 2v1 it.
I mean, even Madrid wolf form isn't great, because if the hunters have full CG, they can block, like, with the permanent Kadif, the Madrid one acts like a Heavenly Host token. So you're forced to walk either into a really bad corner, like Alicante or Granada, and you can't get back out, or you're going into Saragossa, which is going towards the hunters. Now, albeit, the hunters are going to be, most of them are going to be in Italy. So they can't respond this turn, or next turn. But they can they can catch up very quickly, depending on their movement.
Yeah. I'm slightly surprised that Godalming didn't horse, to start moving away, moving out, because that way he puts some pressure, especially that we know that there's Heroic Leap, and with Heroic Leap, sometimes one hunter walking onto Dracula is enough.
Yeah, especially with
the game with
Smith,
the damage.
Right?
Yes. That's really important combo.
He's only taken 1 extra damage now, going to Mediterranean or Ionian, but then it's the fact that if he's forced to go to sea later, he can't move very much.
What? Okay. Maybe Mistergreen will trip over his own legs. Like, what the hell is that?
I think he hasn't realised. I think he meant to move Godalming into Rome. That's very funny.
Okay, so I need to retract my retractment and confirm that Mistergreen is still a little bit worth up, you know?
He says. That's why he did move
Oh,
Godalming, because he thought he was there in Rome with everybody else. That's
oh
amazing.
my.
Oh, what a
Mr.
legend.
Green.
Never change, Mr. Green.
Oh my. This is. I can believe that. This is.
I mean, he can kill New Van with two hunters, but it makes it a little bit scarier, especially with Mina's health, right?
Yeah, but Mina needs to be hit 3 times.
Mhm. Especially, yeah, not moving to Florence, because Florence isn't a lair, so you're not going to get delayed by something like a bat. And also, Florence is going in this. You're
Yeah.
equidistant to the west and the east, right? So it's advantageous no matter what. Oh, nice
That's
dodge.
I like. That's I like. This is like and a knife. Perfect.
It's slow on my screen. There we go. There's the knife. Wallop. Okay, so still not dead yet, because obviously Vampire could easily play Mesmerize or Strength this turn. I mean,
The issue.
New Vampire
Mina
could
doesn't have a
survive.
knife, right?
I don't think so. The fact that Seward's kept the knife,
No.
I'm surprised he didn't trade
No.
that, to
Yes.
be honest, but it's okay.
He probably hopes that Mina will not need to fight. Probably she will be used, you know, to supply and maybe clear a little bit trail. Maybe hypnosis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mesmerize punch.
Punch,
A
is it?
pistol. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. I
Oh,
probably.
that's fine though, right? Is there any way the vampire
Yes.
lives?
Punch and a knife, and
Yeah.
there's no way.
There's no way. No.
Yeah, so actually this is better because, you know, in the case of Mesmerize, okay, he doesn't deal damage, but what if claws, you know, for just to pull a little bit lower? I think this is totally cool.
But then she has a night action, right? So she can heal it back up.
Well,
Right. So the only way here
nice.
is if somehow Can't Escape is missed because it's only round 3. She must punch here. Yeah. There's no way Mistergreen messes that up.
So actually, zero damage. That's very clean. And Mina is back to 7 health. Okay, and I you know, I thought that she would be like at 3 or at 1 at the end of the combat, and suddenly at the end of the night she's 7. She can fight
It's a
Dracula.
really nice dodge. And also the other thing is now too, because Seward was delayed, right? But because of their, assuming they draw good horses, they will always be on the same space every turn. So Mina can heal more, and then Seward can now trade the knife to her if he wants, after showing it in that combat with the new vampire. Or maybe he does a fake trade and doesn't trade the knife. And now Fangs will have no idea what item Mina has.
I think that fairly important is that Helsing is very close to, very close. And usually Helsing has some useful items left over that he just keeps because he just stays in supply. So just join him, resupply with all the rifles and, I don't know, heavenly host and all of that, and they're on the merry way to kill Dracula.
I agree.
Okay.
So I guess Dracula's saving grace here. Oh, he got rid of the Marseille layer. Interesting. So Dracula's saving grace here would be if the hunters do not have a find Dracula event, and they have to spend ages moving potentially to the wrong location or to the wrong side of the board. That's the only way.
Yeah, but this is okay. Let me check. There are 2 more allies.
3
and three hired scouts. So it is 5 plus money trail and happiness. So this is 7. So this is like 1/4 of the event deck. It would be then, right? So
yeah. And there's a trade between Van Helsing and Godalming, so maybe he might have supplied Money Trail like last day and got it traded over.
I think it was to Mina.
Oh no, but I think wasn't there a day? Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe there's maybe a previous. Yeah, I saw it in the previous night phase, but maybe it was the night phase before. I'm sure I saw Godalming and Van Helsing do a trade at some point. Or maybe he already has it.
Yeah. Helsing actually renewed vigor right now.
Oh,
Okay.
and that's Van Helsing's renewed vigor.
And Speedy Telegraph. Oh.
Right, she's going to reveal something now as well. This is huge to see what this event is, because if she has... Oh, she has a second escape route. Oh, was she going to do it as a whole ruse then, with the whole heroic leap thing?
No, I think she just supplied it, and supplied it wrong.
Ah, possibly. Dracula's on 8 health, so heroic leap would kill, but it would make things very awkward for going to sea again.
To be honest, if he will be at 3 health at the end of this week, it's like... Okay, supply and hypnosis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I would jump to Genoa. But Genoa is a lair. That would be nasty.
If she moves there with horses, she can't use hypnosis.
Yeah. Yeah.
She could rail, but what's the chance that she has the rail? So, oh, sorry, where was he? I missed the scan.
Baltica.
Okay, so probably Sofia then, let's be honest. If it's not Sofia, he's in a real load of trouble. I think he's already in trouble with Sofia anyway, right? But still, even if Sofia gives him the most options, because CG wouldn't nuke him, it would make things pretty awkward.
I mean, if there's full power CG, regardless, because Ionian is on a trail.
Yes.
So you can, if he's Valona, you can put permanent into the Valona and just force land him into Bari or Venice, and that's game.
Yep.
And he's not in Valona, you cut him out and you put like Valona, Bucharest, Varna, and Sofia.
Do you maybe put the permanent one? Where do you put the permanent one? Because there's maybe a way that you could... Or you put it in Valona anyway.
Because you don't know if he's in Valona or Salonika. Oh, sorry, Valona or Sofia.
Right. But I guess if you supply, you might get scouts.
Fairly 6 scouting events there, so he is discarding something. So
yeah.
No, triggering. What is happening?
I guess Godalming could, if he has excellent weather, he could get to Valona, and then that would rule that out.
Yeah, Godalming or Seward, yeah. Okay, so something got discarded? No, what was that? That's weird.
Oh, could that be... Is there a chartered carriage? And then Seward can chartered carriage, then horse to Sarajevo? And force Dracula into him?
Horse Venice, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Venice is... Careful, Venice is a layer. So you gotta be careful, there's a potential then for a bats to ruin the renewed vigor. Could it be Falk? Maybe, but I don't think you'd throw Fog into a lair. Oh, okay, but he's gotta be careful.
Let's see.
Oh. What? Oh, interesting. I didn't expect him to do that. He must have CG. And he has to have CG on Van Helsing if these two are going to see like this.
Yes, that makes sense, Maybe I totally respect that, because going around would actually take him longer.
Especially with Venice being a lair, and they're so deep into the green, right? So I guess you have CG... Yeah, he has it. So
he does.
Now you don't play in Valona, because you want to force him into Valona.
Can you? Yeah, you can. One.
Well, you can. It's not perfect.
You cannot.
No, but it's better than nothing, right? You could imagine you have a second renewed vigor. You could land in Valona, and then you could check Sarajevo or Salonika, right?
Yeah, I can bet he has. I mean, Salonika is not an issue, because if Dracula goes to Salonika, it means he dies in Salonika.
Right.
I
And
mean, sorry.
Sarajevo's not a huge
Yeah.
problem. Sarajevo, it would be worse than Salonika, but then he still doesn't have wolf form.
Yeah. That's not an issue. Yeah. I think. I think this is
Sorry.
game already probably.
Do you even bother blocking Varna? Would it be better to block Sarajevo rather than
Varna?
Varna? Because if Dracula goes to Black Sea Coast, if
No.
you can get Godami there quickly enough, you might be able to catch him before Ionian falls off the trails and he's stuck and he can't go to Black Sea.
I think it is easier because everything will be in the same direction. You know, you don't need to
split
pick.
into two sides, right?
Yeah. You miss Sarajevo and suddenly you're 3 spaces away from him, right?
No, but I'm saying instead of...
Oh, like that.
Oh, well, that I don't know if I like very much.
How? Why not let him go to Valona?
Maybe he doesn't have forewarned, so he doesn't want a situation where Dracula goes to Valona, fogs them both, and then somehow...
Interesting.
And then he goes into Adriatic, right? He hasn't got wolf form. I don't know how far Dracula can get away with all this, honestly, but...
Yeah.
I think he has second renewed vigor. I don't think you play CG this way if you don't have second renewed vigor.
That's a point. I really like your point about read about forewarned, and that makes sense. There's also second explanation why he put token in Valona.
Okay.
That he's a little bit washed up, you know. Misclicked. Something like that.
Maybe. Let's assume he did although that is possible.
To be honest, like he plays so tight this game, like that Godaming is not even a mistake, to be honest. Stewart and Mina were enough to kill the vampire, and Godaming, okay.
And because there's no second speedy telegraph, because Philly just said it, so he can't trade forewarned early. We can't even trade forewarned early anyway, because those two are at sea. Yes. Now I guess now you play the guessing game. Is it Belgrade or Sarajevo? Dracula might get away with this if it's a one-on-one.
But there will be no 1-1. Okay, so we know that he's in Sarajevo. Stewart lands and supplies. There's not even a hide. He cannot hide in place, you know. So he goes to 59. He goes to 59 next turn, and he dies.
Right. Yes. Yeah, you could play it that way. Yes, of course you could. Yes, good point about the hide. Yeah. If he's in Sarajevo, he's forced to move to 59. If he's in 46, he's forced to feed. I guess if you got a 2 ticket with Van Helsing, he doesn't have it. He could have railed up to Vienna, but he already did his turns. Oh no, he hasn't done his turns yet. I guess Van Helsing could rail up to Vienna, so he could jump into Zagreb as well. Mina could get to Munich. Yeah. The only way Dracula gets out of this, I think, is if he plays Fog at the right time. Do you feed in Sarajevo to bluff? Yeah, I think you have to bluff it.
He goes to 59 and Fog. Then first hunter that jumps will fall. Yes, okay, that's okay. All the jokes aside, but
because 59 has lots of different options, right? If all the hunters jump in and they get fogged, he's then suddenly got 4 adjacent locations. He could misdirect Sarajevo as well. I think that's his way out. What's in Sofia, by the way? Desecrated soil.
Nothing important. The issue is that he comes closer and closer to scouting event.
Yes, that's the problem.
And quite lucky, to be honest. Like quite a number of hunter events, and there's like really there are 5 scouting events left. So
Van Helsing doesn't have Oh, imagine if Van Helsing has like a sense of emergency now, so he blocks 59.
Oh, that would be nasty.
He doesn't have it, seemingly.
He's trading.
Oh,
Now he got forewarned.
maybe. Or there's a sense of emergency on, or Charted Carriage wouldn't be great, but sense of emergency on Godalming, he takes it off, maybe? That might be something?
And the issue is like Mina can go to Munich this turn, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. As long as he doesn't, he would have to move normally into Florence and then wolf form. I don't wolf form. Horse over the layer.
Yeah. If Mina will wolf form, that would be suspicious, you know.
And she got bitten, right? I mean, she's obtained some of Dracula's powers. But yeah, I mean, this is looking pretty bad for Dracula here. The fact it's Friday, week 3. There's no vampire and Sophia's. There's no sort of like no gambit that Dracula can play being, alright, you keep chasing me. There's this rumor token vampire that's going to mature if you're not careful, right when 4th week hits. Nope, that's not a problem. No fury, no influence points at all. Hunters have
still
2 or 3 turns to do whatever they want.
There are 8 days. At least 8 days. I mean, about 8 days before Dracula can win. And how to win that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mistergreen really plays this perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, the only way is somehow he feeds and hides, and is somehow able to evade the hunters that way, or they stall for so long that Ionian falls off the trail and he's in Salonika. But I don't think that's even possible, right? So if it's feed, hide, you have to feed, hide, and dark call. But by that time, all the hunters are swarming in on him.
Yeah. If he doesn't have fog, I don't think there's a way for him to win. But if he has fog, he buys himself like 1 day. Yeah.
I guess it depends on where he fogs them. If he fogs in Zagreb, where there's quite a few different connections to check, but there's only fog for 1 day. It's not a double, not like a port fog, if you know what I mean. So how much will it delay them? Well, they've used both renewed vigors, but if they've got enough movement, it might be okay. Yeah, this is looking very rough. Especially, how many times have we seen this tournament where Dracula tries to play the slightly sneaky way and ends up going actually closer to the hunters? The wolf form to Venice. Oh no, the wolf form, sorry, from Venice into Rome. If he'd gone east, I know the Huns had lots of movement and all that stuff, but he'd be moving away from them. This way, he actually moved towards all of them, and it didn't pay off.
And actually, he was forced to use fog, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Allowed for hunters for easy track clearing because everything was tied up, everyone was around.
Yeah.
Okay. Speedy telegraph now would be so nice. Helpful, but
both of them in the discard
pile. To
be
honest, almost regardless of where he is, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I think the only... Yeah, Dracula needs to pray for a miracle here, like suddenly the Hunter's horse economy just falls to pieces and... Oh, he's moving with them. What? Going into Salonika? You're taking the fight? But me... Ooh, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Has he forced it 1 turn too early? I guess he wants to do it before the hide, right?
Yeah. And especially, he has Heroic Leap. He can, like, Heroic Leap this turn.
Oh, right. Of course he can, yeah. How good would
Or just 2v1, that's also...
Dracula's on 11 health. Heroically would be GG yet, but he'd have to move probably at least 2 sea spaces. Oh no, because Ionian's on the trail. Oh,
yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is brutal. Yeah, he could just Heroic Leap now. Dracula has to hide with no encounter, and then Mina and Sud move in next turn.
Okay, quick betting. How much do you want to bet if Godalming dodges here?
Oh, he did. You were... Yeah, I don't think you take the 2-on-1 because the way that this fouls up is somehow he escapes his bat. He gets out of the net. You draw. I mean, Mina Sarajevo will block that. But you don't want anything that will block it, right?
If you have Lucy Revenge, 2 plant ambushes, and Lucky Find.
Oh, yikes! Yeah, then you just take it.
If you don't have, like, look at their event hands. Look at their event hands, and remember that there's no CG and no renewed vigor, maybe no forewarned. So, what's in there?
Right. No, I agree with you. If you've got all that stuff, yeah, you just take the 2-on-1 and get it over and done with. So the only this looks rough.
Yeah. And also, like, escape as bats to where? To Sarajevo? Like,
Mina can block it. I guess the only fear would be Athens, and then can move. But I think you're gonna be surrounding him, right? So
yeah.
So how bad can it really be? That's a point.
Finally, some points, yeah. But this is okay.
And that's important. If there's a tiebreaker, you know, the influence could definitely be a factor here.
Why?
Because if it's a tiebreaker, it's the person who obtained the most IDS across the 2 games, which decides what role they want. Obviously, if you win 2-0, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you win the third game anyway, unless, like, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because you want to pick hunters, you mean, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe not.
It gives you advantage.
I don't know. Yeah. Fanging into dodge. Yep, makes sense.
Yep. So Mistergreen grew predictable, but I don't think. I think that hunters at this point don't care about being predictable.
You just play very safe, right? Because you know your win condition.
Oh, he's thinking.
Imagine he plays Vampire Lair. Oh, that would be horrific.
There was a line of playing, you know. Godalming uses Heroic Leap.
Oh.
And then if you know, if Dracula stays, then uses, for example, Escape Route, moves off, and then waits until Dracula has to move on to them.
Yeah, that could be another way to do it. There's lots of cool ways you can do this. Okay, right. Mistergreen has to be really confident here because he's thrown away his horse.
Yeah, like...
and also discarded Holy Circle, Dogs, Garlic, and Garlic Reef. So he had maybe one good item in there and he's taken it. Maybe bullets. Is it possible there's holy bullets? Maybe Peter Wizard's gonna get his wish after all. Yeah, there's one holy bullet left.
Yes, with Plan Ambush. Actually, not a trash item. So, you know, in that competition between Dogs, Garlic Reef, and Holy Bullets, win, and Garlic Reef loses as always.
Yeah. If Seward's holding on to here, like Gun with Holy Bullets and Heavenly Host, oh, that's another point for Dracula though. It's so good for him.
Okay, now I have to you the biggest puzzle that you will never be able to solve, like the mind-bending question. Okay. And to all of you that listen. Why Roscoe is still spectating?
That is a great question. I have a theory. Maybe he's fallen asleep.
Okay.
Because this happened before, where he's fallen asleep at, watching the game, and then he wakes up 4 hours later, and it's just the end game screen.
Okay. Because I started being a little bit worried about him. You know, maybe he got a stroke or something.
No, I'm sure.
Oh, an ally right now.
Roscoe, or he's AFK. That's also true. And he got Harker. Wow. No vampire there though.
No Aggie.
And no Aggie. Okay, that's really important. Blocking the escaper's root spot, or escaper's bat spot, because you can't escape his bat onto a hunter.
Yep, big deal.
So, worst case scenario is Dracula somehow escapes to Valona and then goes to Adriatic Sea. That's the only thing. Yep, but then here comes Lucy's revenge and stuff, so... Yep, here it comes! The fucking deluge of events. Only one planned ambush, though.
Yeah,
Still.
what happened, right? Almost disappointed.
We had the one lucky find, Lucy's revenge, and you said 2 planned ambushes. We're missing that last one.
Yeah.
Mistergreen's
Yeah,
down.
and... Yes. Fangs. No, he will not use Heavenly Host.
Oh, he's dodging first round. I thought you'd at least punch to stop like a mesmerize or something. Whoa. Fair enough. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was the clickest planned ambush you've ever seen. So is it going to be bullets or Heavenly Host?
Heavenly Host. Makes sense, because this is like 1 damage difference, but at least he's not being... that's where he leaves the combat, right?
Yes.
On the other hand, 1 Fangs were used.
That's true.
So
we know Gadami has a knife. What's his other item, though? Oh, no, he has a Heavenly Host, doesn't he? Because he revealed that at one point, didn't he?
Maybe I didn't pay attention.
I think... Oh, and with Consecrated Grab, we would have seen who revealed it.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to look.
That's true. Me too. I so got used to the old, to the old UI.
Interface. Yeah, but in the old UI, it used to tell you as well, and I just kept forgetting to look every time. He's fighting
Yeah.
but... Oh, he's put... Wow.
Oh, so no.
Brutal. So now he can just have Host for free. He can't escape.
Yeah. A pistol.
Oh, because even if Dracula claws him, who cares? Because you've got Lucy's revenge.
Yeah, and probably great strength. Yeah.
Yeah, he could have great strength. Yeah. And even if he does, Lucy's revenge will be just enough, right? Unless he draws double claws, that'll be the only way. But then, how much damage is Sue going to do in the meantime to you?
Mm-hmm.
He had to try? Yeah, of course he had to try. Of course he had to try. Yeah, of course he did. Strength? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, good strength. Because it's a 50-50 with Gadalmig if he does have a Heavenly Host, right? So just take the guaranteed strength onto the one who did use Heavenly Host.
Yeah. And so Mistergreen is playing like totally 100% predictable hunter. And the scary part is it doesn't matter, because he just took the 100% path to win, right?
Yep.
And
so that's what you need to do.
Yeah. Dracula can fight, and can pretend that can do anything about that, but his only hope was that Mistergreen will do the mistake and play Heavenly Host turn 2 on Godamic.
Oh, there you go. Roscoe's left. You can rest easy. Nothing bad happened to him. He wanted to make sure.
Okay. Yeah. And a rifle. Okay. But
that was a game of Fear of Dracula.
Yeah, it was. That's the thing. It was slightly back in Italy. Yeah, that is important question. Did you have?
Yeah, good point. Oh, he did. Yeah, GG both. Oh, Godalming. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Maybe. Yeah, that's a good point. Why do you put a token in Valona? maybe to make him think that he didn't have it.
I think maybe he was afraid of a long fog, you know? Godaming lands, he doesn't trigger it.
Right. Yeah. And then suddenly, what's Sud gonna do? I mean, Godami could move first. Sud didn't have it. Yeah, no, I get it. And you're forcing him into a... If he has to play Fog, he's playing Fog inland, or in Salonika, where he's trapped behind the CG and the Ionian, right?
Yeah. I think probably the biggest deal was hiding in Naples, because fog was spent, right. And that was precious fog, and it didn't give that much. I understand, like, you might be a little baiting, user need vigor now, I will stop you. But Mistergreen, oh my, like, this is the scary Mistergreen. Like, he basically played everything, I would say, like, more than perfect. Like, that excellent weather was excellent. What can I say?
Yep.
The way he dealt with Trail was like on point.
Because even the excellent weather is even better, because even if he didn't he finds Dracula. So if Dracula doesn't ambush him, then he can start planning, do I move in with other people or not? And if it's a heroic leap, then he could activate it then, if nothing triggered.
Yeah.
Sorry, if Dracula was in Bari instead, then the hunters know even earlier where Dracula is going to leave from. So then he could move hunters across to position and all that stuff. So it's a really good use of excellent weather. You don't often see excellent weather being used that way. It's really nice.
Yeah. It was really strategic one. Yeah. And then Dracula forced to see where hunters want him to do really not much, right? Just to mop up the trail for 0 influence. That was... And the efficiency, like, there was a point when on trail were like 5 hideouts that had fighter vampires, right, on them.
There's Venice and Genoa had Desperate Soil, I think, but there was Venice and Bari and Rome. There's at least 3.
And Marseilles. And Marseilles.
Marseille might have had 1, yeah.
And it's just like, to be honest, there was like without any issue. Not a single point. Not even that much damage.
No. Mina got a bit beaten up, but she was with Seward, so she's able to re-heal.
Yeah.
Philly saying, I wish we could have seen the end of the previous game. Mistergreen in this form could have easily won that from that position too. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think both games had a lot of similarities, which is kind of surprising then that Dracula didn't try to switch it up a little bit, knowing if Mistergreen's going to be in this sort of mindset. But then you just never know, right? Because maybe if Mistergreen doesn't draw as well this game, then you've adapted your strategy for no reason. So maybe Fangs said, well, I'm going to just play the way that I know and know how to play best. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Which I can understand that perspective as well. It was a good game between 2 very strong players. But yeah, this is very scary hunter form from Mistergreen.
I don't... You know, this is... I don't see how can you have some reliable strategy against that? Like, obviously, sometimes you can win, but the aggressiveness that puts Dracula into uncomfortable position and forces, maybe you need to use fog now, maybe not, maybe you die, what happens? But also mixed up with the patient just staying in place and I don't care, I supply. And usually hunters tend to do like only one or the other and not the mix. Right. This is...
So I think, it was interesting, like, if I'm comparing this game and the previous game we saw to also then my semi-final against Fangs, where I managed to catch him in Central Europe. But if you look, the number of supplies that I had done were really low. If I hadn't managed to catch him, I would have potentially been in quite a bit of an issue, because I would have had very few resources. if he'd gone to C and stuff, I could have resupplied, but still. Whereas Mr. Green, you saw he shuffled all the way through the item deck. That's the first sort of marker. How quickly is the item deck shuffled through? Once you see that, that gives you an idea of how quickly they're supplied. And then you're talking about the event deck. And yeah, he was able to supply a lot. And then you just, I mean, sometimes you do get lucky, quote unquote, as hunters, and some of the good stuff floats to the top. But he was consistently supplying throughout the whole game. So he was just, you know, emphasizing his sort of advantage even more because of that. And as Philly said, it's really hard to win against a hunter who's playing that well and is also getting the events on his side. It's not just skill and luck, it's both. And then we got someone who knows with experience how to use those cards. There.
Like literally the moment Dracula went to the sea, it was fairly the path for hunters to victory. Okay, renewed vigor, speed, telegraph, hypnosis, CG, and then Dracula is so cornered that it is a matter of few days for him to lose.
Right. But it's also a really good play on Mr. Green's part to make sure, right, I need to send both those hunters into the Adriatic, but I've got to make sure that CG is not on one of them, and I have to trade that before they leave, because I can't trade it afterwards. So he had all of his ducks in a row, he had everything organized in order to play it properly.
That was...
throwing events randomly. There was a proper plan in terms of how he was able to win that game.
Basically everything was like not even a misstep, not even the way, you know, the Venice layer was avoided. There's literally no room for like no room for Dracula to move around, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess the only way, because the problem, Italy's so close. I mean, because there's an additional sea space between Italy and Iberia. Do you maybe move from to Iberia instead? I know you're going to get CG'd, but you'll be able to maybe get to the South Atlantic port once CG disappears. I'm not sure. It's really tough. Maybe that's the obvious move. I don't know. I don't know. It's very tough.
Yeah, Iberia might have been slightly better. That's true. Especially that you know, when this is only hypnosis or money trail. Hunters don't.
They did draw high trails in the end, did they?
Yes. And there was no threat of surprising return. So the issues of the East. East is really cool and all of that, but there are not many locations. And a lot of them are, especially when you land, a lot of them are bad to CG. And Spain isn't much better, but is a little bit better.
only because in this situation, there were 3 hunters were so deep into Italy. It takes a little bit of extra time for them to get out. That's the only thing. If they're all sitting on Marseille and things, then that's a different story.
Yeah, because Dracula can like wolf him to Madrid or the location next to it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's being tricky in Granada and risky, and you know, do you play around that and around not, or you don't play around it, and what happens? And just one more day, and Dracula is on the port, and this is tricky then.
You get away with it. And Fangs is in chat. Good point. The fact that when they met in the league phase, they both beat each other as hunters.
I see.
The game where Mr. Green won, that was a lot more of a scrappy game, and it all came down to Mr. Green not remembering how the trail worked. He's so old school, knowing that the trail used to slide last. So he CG'd Dracula, but the vampire matured before Dracula had to take the penalty damage and go back to sea. If it'd been a reckless or aristocratic and not a new vampire, Mr. Green would have lost. It would have been a Dracula victory.
Okay.
The flip match, I don't remember very well, but I think it was Fangs catching Mr. Green in Iberia with a really good renewed vigor, I think, if I remember rightly. So, yeah, I mean, this has been a big win for Mr. Green here, in terms of, you know, IDS, 13 IDS in his favor, but, you know, we've seen it before, where Fangs has been able to, you know, sort of blitz Hunter games as well, so, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting second game.
Yeah. This is really like top-notch gameplay. I did saw a few of Mistergreen games, and he seemed to sometimes like misstep here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But here, actually, yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Not too much to talk about.
No, it's just a really good game, and I think we saw it right when, you know, we said it at the beginning, right? Fangs has played so well all tournament, right? And
Yeah.
then we saw Mistergreen's performance against Pizza Wizard. I think maybe in the first game, Mistergreen made some errors that gave it a little bit to Pizza Wizard, but then if you saw then the game that meant Mistergreen won, and then the tiebreaker, I mean, it was so close.
Mhm.
So yeah, two really top-notch players. We're talking about number 3 and 4 seeds here. I mean, they're really really strong. So it'll be interesting to see. So yeah, the rematch between these two, where Mr. Green will be on Hunters, Fangs will be on Hunters, and Mr. Green will be on Dracula, will be on Thursday night at the same time as the original from today, but that doesn't help people. So that would be 6 p.m. UTC, so 7 p.m. our time, Wisakajic, and then Eastern time, what's that, 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. And there is a tiebreaker scheduled for Saturday if that is necessary. So, yeah. Unless anybody else wants to stream it, then I'm happy to stream it on Thursday. Assuming I'm free. It's a national holiday in Spain. I'm not aware of anything happening, but you never know. Family plans might suddenly come in the way. And then
Yeah, I won't be available on Thursday, so.
And then there might be, I don't think there are any, but there might be people who tuned in, because I was supposed to be doing another live stream tonight of me just sitting and chilling and playing other games. Obviously, given it's now midnight my time, that's not happening, but I've moved that to Thursday. I can't do it tomorrow, I'm busy tomorrow night. So that's the plan. So tomorrow, on Thursday night, there'll be a Dracula stream at 6 p.m. UTC, and then at 9 p.m. UTC, I'll have like a chill stream where we'll just play some different board games and stuff. Maybe some Calico, maybe some Oceania Wingspan, or maybe some Board Game Arena. We'll have to see. And people can just come along and chill out and chat and just. If anybody has Board Game Arena, they can play with me or whatever. We can just. It'll be a mixture. I'll be advertising on different Discords. So it might be a bit of a mix of people, but it'll be nice. Just really chilled out. Different vibe. Yeah, good game. Good game. Looking forward to the rematch.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see.
Any closing words before we sign off?
This is the Mistergreen we know and love and are afraid of, you know?
Mm-hmm. The Mistergreen that
What can I say?
we hope plays when we're watching him, but we hope never appears when we play him.
Yes. That's true.
Yeah, two very good players, and we definitely saw the quality in this match, so thank you both. Well played. Thank you, Geordie, for tuning in. You're most welcome. And thank you, everybody who was here. I think the guy the person with the name Bradbury, I've been told that maybe your first name is pronounced as like Dwayne. So apologies if I mispronounced it. If not, feel free to send me a message on Discord to tell me how it's pronounced. Bradbury, thank you for tuning in. Geordie, Philly. Who else was here? Pizza Wizard was here, right? Yeah, Pizza Wizard was here. Gyro was here. And everybody else who was potentially lurking, that's fine. You can lurk. That's no problem. Thank you very much for tuning in. And there might be some people from Nomad watching. So hello, people from Nomad, if you're watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, Wasakajic, thank you very much for joining. And we spent longer with each other today than we thought because of the retake, but very enjoyable to have you back on the channel.
Oh,
And
pleasure all mine.
It's been quite a long time.
Yeah. Was fun to watch and talk about the game.
Absolutely. So yeah, take care, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to sign off and go to bed and rest my cold. Hopefully, it didn't affect the quality of the stream too much. We didn't seem to have any of those audio issues this time, so I don't know what happened in the first stream. That was very weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching, folks. And yeah, tune in on Thursday for 2 live streams: Fear of Dracula at 6 p.m. UTC, and then a chilled out sort of board game live stream at 9 p.m. UTC. Have a good rest of your week. Until then, folks, take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.